Yeah, went to a draw, and I guess great for the promotion because it was a good fight.
Yeah.
It was a really good fight.
Oh, it was
and,
an incredible fight.
As a fan standpoint, people watching it, they got entertained, and I told everybody to tune in. I knew how tough she would be, and I knew it'd be entertaining. So they get to watch us do it one more time.
Yeah. So tell everyone about that. So obviously it's a draw. It was a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're looking at a rematch now, right? I know you called it right away. You wanted to rematch immediately.
Yeah, so. I wanted to rematch immediately. I knew that there is a card, Misfits card in, I believe, July in Tampa.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we'll get on that. I'm not sure that they'll make that happen right away that quickly.
Yeah.
So the other option, I know that she probably wants to do it on her turf in London. So I assume it's going to be around August in London.
We're live.
How are you, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Today is Monday.
Back from the fight.
You fought 2 nights ago.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. So, okay, we're back from the fight.
Obviously it didn't go the way the outcome was not what we expected.
Yeah.
Not what we intended. So,
for anyone who didn't tune in, or if I find it hard, if you're watching this, you probably know
you probably
already.
know.
But Paige fought. She had her pro boxing debut on the 25th on this last Saturday, and went to a draw. And in the boxing world, I guess it's kind of, I don't know, more common obviously to see draws than like in the MMA world and stuff with the scoring and whatever. But it's kind of one of those things where you don't want to say, but I'm gonna say it. I thought you got robbed, and I thought clearly when the fight was over, the final bell of the fight in the 5th round, I got in the ring like, okay, we won that fight. Like, there was no question in my mind that you had won the fight. And as soon as they started reading off the scorecard and I heard that it was a split decision, I was like, yep, this is going to be a draw. I thought it was going to be a draw.
So for me, I don't want to speak too much on my thoughts, I guess, about the judging.
Yeah.
Did I do enough I think the judges saw it as a draw. That means I didn't do enough. And that's it. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks happened, if everyone thinks I won. I mean, so the first round, I believe I was winning the first round. I ended up getting dropped. I took a really hard shot. It was a great shot. It wasn't a slip. She definitely dropped me. But I was, coherent enough. I was like, oh shoot, okay. Took my little, took my few seconds, got up. I was 100% back in it. Unfortunately, in the boxing world, getting dropped, it's a 2-point deduction. Is that correct?
I think if you get dropped, it's automatically a 10-8 round.
Yeah. So bummer. Lost that round, went back to the corner. I thoroughly feel that I won the 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I was the aggressor. She did get a few more hard shots, but obviously nothing like the one in the first.
Yeah. And I think the hard thing for me too is like looking at, obviously we saw the scorecard after, and one judge had you losing the 10-8 round, which, you don't get dropped, you win round 1 too, but had you losing the first 10-8 and then had you winning rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is what I saw. Then the middle judge had you losing the first round, losing the second round, and then winning rounds 3, 4, and 5. And then the first judge had you losing the first, winning the second, losing 3 and 4, and then winning the 5th. So it was like, for those of you like following along with that, the judging was absolutely all over the place. So it's like, I don't know. It's almost
Yeah.
like three people were watching three different fights, and and of course we're biased because we, are on your team, and seeing what you did, and feeling like you did enough. Now, the takeaway, the coaching side, me putting my husband mine down, and the one thing you did was you gave her a chance.
Yeah, and going into it, I definitely did not execute the game plan that we had.
Yeah.
I think the hard thing for me is, if you look back and watch it, all of my successes in fighting and MMA and the UFC, my greatest attribute is like my toughest and my constant forward pressure, pushing the pace.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not trying to win like a match or like a game.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to kill from the very first second. It's about hurting somebody. It's about violence, about trying to kill and finish.
Yep.
And I, even in my like UFC fights that I've won where I had the fight won, I've won all 3 rounds. I could just dance around for the last minute.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to finish. I'm still trying to get a submission. I'm trying to finish, trying to, really, really work as hard as I can every second of the fight. Okay. So, yeah, I think the biggest change for me moving forward is I need to play the game.
Yes.
I need to outbox somebody. I need to probably learn the rules more or like just the nuances of boxing. It's not, I need to separate myself from the mindset that I currently have as a fighter. And I need to go in and win the match and not just be like, okay, if I just push the pace as hard and as heavy as I can for every single round and be the most violent, that's what's going to get me to a win, because that's not necessarily always true.
Yeah. I think, boxing, it's a little different. And, it's like coaches had said before, it's hit and don't get hit, don't receive, because, despite whether the punch hurts or damage it, you're giving the other person a chance to score points and whatever. So it was good. I mean, good learning.
Great learning, I guess, although it feels like a loss.
Yes.
And although her team celebrated the draw and I fucking bawled my eyes out. And it feels just like
but and I think there's a lot of takeaways from this too. I think despite whatever the outcome would have been, there was going to be negative feedback. You could have went out and knocked this girl out in the first round, and the feedback wouldn't have been positive. It would have been, oh, well, you just knocked out, it, not like it was a big deal or whatever. So, taking everything as it comes and
Yeah, and unfortunately we live in a world and we don't like to pay too much mind to the negativity or even speak on it. We just live in a world where people want to be heard and people want their voices heard. And they feel as if the only way that they have a voice is to be negative and create some sort of negative narrative to either, spark an argument or just to feel like they have a valid opinion. And it always comes out as hate, because that is what thrives, unfortunately, in today's society. And, you scroll through articles on social media, be about athletes or celebrities or the news, and that the ones that are negative are going to get the most attention just because negativity thrives. So I'm going to continue to try to be a good person. I really am I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing what I love. If people hate that I'm boxing or people hate the career that I've chosen to do, it doesn't matter, because we're still so lucky to be living this dream and have this life that we have. So went to a draw, and I guess great for the promotion, because it was a good fight. It was a really good fight.
Oh, it was an incredible fight.
As a fan standpoint, people watching it, they got entertained, and I told everybody to tune in. I knew how tough she would be, and I knew it'd be entertaining. So they get to watch us do it one more time. So tell everyone about that. So obviously it's a draw. It was a great fight.
I mean, we're looking at a rematch now, right? I know
Yeah,
you
immediate.
called it right away. You wanted to rematch immediately.
Yeah, I
So
wanted to rematch immediately. I knew that there is a card, Misfits card in, I believe, July in Tampa.
yeah,
I'm not sure if we'll get on that. I'm not sure that they'll make that happen right away that quickly.
yeah,
So the other option, I know that she probably wants to do it on her turf in London. So I assume it's going to be around August in London.
yeah, yeah. Which we are obviously up for.
Yes.
You know, we
We love to travel.
love to travel and it'd be fun to go do it at the O2 Arena.
That would be incredible. And I love London. I've been there. I had an incredible experience the first
Yeah.
time I've been there. You have not been there yet.
I have not been to London.
But this is one of those ones I'm like, all right, we're gonna roll deep. We're gonna bring our people.
And bring a crew
We're
out
gonna
there
bring
for
a lot
sure.
of people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was that. I'm sure we'll do some Q&As on the fight and the whole fight week eventually.
Yeah.
But just our mindset. That's what happened. Went to a draw. I thought I did enough to get the victory and still get the nod, but it is what it is. In the eyes of the judges, I didn't. So we do it again.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously we're here like 2 days after the fight, and if you're an athlete or even in general, if you're just striving to do something and you literally put your heart and soul, your health on the line to get that done, and you don't quite reach like what you're going for,
You just don't
right?
reach
Like,
the standard that you hold yourself to.
yeah, and it's a really tough thing, and myself knowing, having the feeling before and knowing like the last thing I want to do is talk about it, and so I think just you being here and being open to share everybody is something to be proud of, and I know it's hard, and it's the emotion and stuff, but that's the thing is, most of the world wouldn't even, for one, doesn't have the guts to step in and put themselves out on the line to do that. And, and that's why you don't see everyone going out and being a fighter and being vulnerable to the entire world and all this. And then on top of that, being here 2 days later and being cool, talking about everything and sharing the experience and stuff. So,
Yeah.
you're an animal. You gotta, I know it's hard, and I know I've been telling you like, but you have to be proud of yourself, and you gotta enjoy, even the ups and downs. And I know you had, the fight, as soon as the fight was over, you had the mindset like, hey, let's go back. I know what I need to do to fix the problem.
The hard thing is people, they see me like fighting, like I'm doing it for money,
Yeah.
and they don't realize like that's not what it's about for me.
No, it's not at all. And I mean, you're, not to even talk about any of the other stuff, but our plans after this fight, you were going to go do some other crazy shit stuff that's like, what? Why would you go do that? It's, and and it all just comes down to, you love to compete and you love to test yourself. And anyone who has anything to negative, like, to say about that, like someone trying to go and better themselves and someone who's not afraid to do these things and get to this point, and like to bring up, I mean I don't even want to bring it up, but there's a lot of sad shit that goes on with athletes and putting themselves out there and being vulnerable and making really sad decisions because they're depressed and stuff.
Well, unfortunately, it's an entertainment industry, like in all athletics, and for athletes, the pressure that we put on ourselves is enough to break somebody. Like, just the pressure we wake up and every morning and have for ourselves is a lot.
Yeah.
And then imagine like the pressure that we get from the outside world.
Yeah.
And from, people that call themselves fans. It's, it's hard to wake up and feel like a failure and keep going.
Yeah. But we're not, and we're strong and we feel good, and you're a bad bitch, so we're not gonna focus on that.
No, and two, it's just like, you know, people question like why I fight and this and that. It's like my biggest fear is like, gosh dang it, stop crying. My biggest fear is waking up and feeling like a failure, and like not feeling like and not just like, you know, winning or losing. It's like not feeling like I'm trying to be a better person, and like trying to be successful, and I don't want to waste the talent that I have. I don't want to waste like, this is the only opportunity I have in my entire life to make something of myself, and to really work hard and feel like I'm chasing and achieving dreams. Whereas like some people are fine waking up and just being average and ordinary and blending in and not aspiring to be something more. And I want to be more.
Yeah.
So anyways,
it's
I'm done crying.
It's good.
We're doing it again.
Doing it again. Little tough weight cut.
Yeah, you know what? In this one, I'm not putting any. It was a draw. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I had a fucked up.
Yeah, you're not making excuses.
No excuses at all. The things that I'm going to change for the next one. I had a fucked up weight cut. So we are going to make the adjustments necessary to fix that. You know, I took this fight on 6 weeks notice and just was like, oh shit, yeah, I guess I'm the main event. And it was like one of those things where watching boxing, and I was, you know, I still hadn't gotten a contract, wasn't sure what was happening, and all of a sudden I'm watching a boxing match, and it's announced that I'm the main event against L May 25th.
Yeah, we were watching Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney on DAZN, and we saw a little banner underneath, and that was literally when we found out we'd heard a little bit that.
Of course, it was like rumored. It was like, hey, you know, you can fight this day, or you can fight here in Vegas on this date, and we were like, oh, okay, those are the options, cool. And then all of a sudden we're watching a boxing match, and it's like Paige main event May 25th. I'm like, okay, motherfucker. So then I had to go get on the scale and hire a nutritionist and see, like, you know, do that. And for boxing, I think it's important for everybody to not cut as much weight, because it is straight headshots. It's not grappling. It's, you know, got to be safe and protect my noggin. So this next one, the adjustments, I'm definitely going to continue. I have my nutritionist is great. Obviously, we, you know, came in and made weight. So I'm going to go into fight week like 10 pounds lighter, probably.
Yeah. And that's just part of the adjustments. And and like you said, no excuses on anything. And we did know that the fight was sometime on the horizon, but didn't know exactly. You know, and
well, and I think for me, it's just like, you know what, we're now in the process, knowing that we're going to be doing the fight again. It's right now we're in that process already with the coaches, with me and you, and with my entire team, saying, all right, this is what we did well, this is what went wrong, or what we did poorly. Just like the well, better, how checklist. Like, what did we do well? What could we do better? And how are we going to do it?
Exactly.
And just going through that process for the next one. But let's move on.
Yeah.
I have a whole list of stuff that I had written down prior to us leaving. Fun stuff from fight week about being in the sauna with you, or like doing the sauna, and we're gonna be a little bit more lighthearted for a little bit.
Cool.
Actually, maybe not.
Oh boy.
No, we are. So prior to leaving for the fight, I was watching a lot of Netflix on my stair stepper.
Yeah.
And a common theme. So a lot of the documentaries, we talked about this last week, that I was watching were like murder documentaries.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're going to get murdered, chances are your spouse is going to kill you.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So, you know, statistically.
Yeah. I don't even have to say it. I know who would kill who out of.
Yeah, I agree.
You're the psycho one.
Okay, so I wrote this down. Common theme on Netflix documentaries, where relationships fail, people marry young, and then they have kids immediately.
That's where you're seeing. Yeah.
Yes, they'll be interviewing couples, and they'll be like, you know, we were so in love, we got married, we just had kids right away, and things changed, and what's, I guess, my topic that I want to talk about is like, how our relationship, although we didn't have kids right away, and we obviously have a different career, just like the relationship struggles and that we deal with due to, one, the nature of our relationship, and then the nature of our career.
Yeah.
Like, although, no, we didn't get married and have kids right away, but yeah, like, no, I don't think we're going to kill each other. We're not crazy.
Okay.
Sorry.
The hell are we going with this?
Sorry, this is a roundabout situation. I want to talk about like the relationship dynamics that we have, and like based on the careers that we have, like the struggles that we go through.
Okay. Yeah. So you're asking me like what the struggles?
Yes.
I would say, obviously like.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay,
anyways,
you tell me.
So I typed this out as well.
Okay.
I said, oftentimes in relationships, there is a gardener and there is a flower.
Yes.
Meaning there is a caretaker and a career-driven provider / successor.
Yeah.
Our relationship is a balance of both, trying to be the gardener and continuously trying to bloom. Being in one of the most physically and mentally demanding careers in sports.
Yeah.
So I think when you look at our relationship through, a microscope, a lot of times other relationship dynamics are there will be one provider, someone who's working day in and day out, and then there's like the gardener, someone who helps the other person bloom so they can be the flower and they can do all these amazing things and provide. It's hard, I think, for us, the challenges that we're going to have to face is because we're both in an athletic career.
Yeah.
We're both in a very, very highly competitive, stressful career.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm asking a question like, how are you? How was being a husband and like living through all of that, and then also knowing that you need to be competing again soon?
You know what? It's funny. It's like I feel like I just went through a fight myself. Like
yeah.
I realized throughout the process, it's not the fear of fighting. It's not the fear of being hurt. It's the nerves that come from everything is just the nerves to go out and compete and wanting to compete at your best. And, and I felt like me going out there, I felt the same passion. I felt the same, like, I felt like I was you going out there to fight too. And it's funny, like thinking back, I have, it's the same thought process, like from when I fight, thinking back on your fight right here, it's almost like a blur.
It is. Yeah.
A lot of times, when I go out and fight, when I think back after the fight's over, it's like, damn, that was a blur. That was
like a dream.
And that's exactly what it felt like for me there. It's, it's crazy. But I really felt like even, we use the aura rings, and it's funny being away, like all my statistics, the like 2 days before the fight, the night before the fight, night of the fight, the night after the fight, like all my statistics were off compared to what. And then as soon as we got here, like this morning I woke up. Yeah. So I've got a pretty low resting heart rate, and like 2 nights, and then the night before your fight, and then the night of your fight, my resting heart rate was like 42 or something. Right. I woke up this morning, my resting heart rate was 35, which is what it's usually. I have like a,
you have a very low resting
35. Heart. Yeah. And, anyways, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like so I felt like I just went out and fucking fought, and
so now that we're home, obviously, are you still like now, like just knowing that now it's probably going to be your turn to compete soon?
Yeah.
How does that change, I guess?
It felt good. It felt, because now in my head, like, it was like I went through the process and I did it, and it makes it feel more.
Would you prefer to have me being like a stay-at-home wife and just dealing with you and your career, or do you like the dynamic that we're both like trying to compete and, be successful in a combat sports career?
I like that we're both competing and trying to be successful because I want to see you strive and I want you to feel accomplished and proud of yourself too. I'd never want like, to me, growing up as a competitor and stuff, I know the feeling of glory and I know like all these things. I want you to experience that for yourself as well and like strive. And it doesn't even have to be in combat sports or whatever, but I'm happy to see you go out and try to do things. I'd never want you to be like stay at home wife for me and, cook dinner and do shit like that. As much as you probably want to do that right now. Cause I know think
that would be like way easier.
Would it be easier? I mean, yes and no, but
I could just bake cakes and
make me delicious dinners.
No, I don't think I could either. Cause for me, it's, you're talking about like the fears before fights, and it's true. You're not afraid of your opponent. You're not afraid of getting hurt in the fight, the injuries. You're not afraid of necessarily the outcome. It's the fear of not living up to your potential and not doing everything that you train to and not performing in the way that you know that you can. Yeah. And I think that's the reason I'm the most let down right now is because I did not do at all what I had trained, what I could do, what I was capable of. But I didn't live up to my potential. I know I'm better than that. And especially going back and watching all my sparring, I know I'm better. Yeah. And I just didn't do it. And maybe it is ring rust. Maybe because I hadn't fought in almost 3 years. Yeah. It was my first boxing match. Yes. It's a new set of rules, a new, although it's the same goal in MMA, it is still a different sport. Yeah. So new rules, new game plan, new a lot of things. So obviously coming off of like a really, really long break. Maybe it was ring rust. I went out there and I just got overexcited and that's why I do want to push for this fight to happen as soon as possible because I don't know. I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get out there and do it again. I just know I'm ready and I just let me do it again. Yeah.
But I will say this too. Seeing you compete and seeing you do all this, very sexy to me.
I found out the night of the fight.
Yes, very sexy. And so I do think that's a funny dynamic.
I will say that although, yes, the emotions were not happy after the fight, we were still very passionate about each other.
Yes. And anyway,
the passion does not die.
The question was, would I want to be in a relationship where we're both, and the answer is yes. I love the dynamic that we have, and I wouldn't want you just to say, so sorry, babe. No, you're not. Okay. You're not just going to be a stay-at-home mom.
But funny enough, we talked about making love before fights. Yeah. And although I was dieting so much and I was just so focused on the fight, I definitely wasn't in that.
Yes.
I wasn't there. Before the fight. Yeah. But definitely there was a lot of emotions and passion afterwards.
Yeah. So. It's just kind of like a release of everything.
Yes.
After,
where all I wanted was you. Yeah. I just want to be close to you and be held by you. And anyways. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about some funny stuff. Okay. So, and I did not tell you this and I saved it for the podcast for a reason.
Oh boy.
So we're working with we've been, doing a lot of like positive things for our minds, for like podcasts and reading, and one of the mental performance stuff. And prior to it, there was a podcast where the speaker talked about how you always have extra reserves. Okay. Right. So you think okay, so the way he put it is like, he was a teacher. He says, all right, I'll put a Post-it as high as I can, and I'll tell the student, all right, take this Post-it, jump as high as you can, and stick it on the wall. Yeah. So the kid will jump as high as they can, stick it on the wall. And then the teacher will say, all right, here's another postcard or another Post-it. All right, I'm going to give you $10 if you can get it higher than the one you already put up there.
Oh, dang.
So the kids will be like, okay, every single time they jump again, they get the second post-it higher.
Yeah.
So you always have something more in your tank.
Yeah.
And that was just like it was a cool metaphor for me. I was like, it's true. Like you always have more to give than you think you do. This is now going to be funny. So before the fight, I was running a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Running like crazy, getting my weight down. And I also just trying to get the best cardio I possibly could.
Yeah.
And which funny, you know, after the fight, Elle comes up to me. She's like, girl, how are you still have so much energy? I'm like, I run a lot.
Yeah.
I run a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm out running on the trails, and there's this area through where we live, and it's a bunch of nature trails.
Yep.
It's kind of tucked back in a forest,
Yeah.
but not too far off of, not too far out of, a community.
Yeah.
And when I run at night by myself, I bring a little friend with me. Not Dennis.
Oh, yes. Yes, you bring a friend.
I bring a friend to protect myself when I run at night.
Yeah.
Because these trails are very,
Yes.
they're dark and,
Yeah,
just
they're fairly dense.
Fairly dense. It's still South Florida. I bring a pew machine. I bring a weapon. Anyways, so it's daytime. I didn't think I needed to bring anything. So I didn't. So I'm just out running on the trails.
And you have not told me about.
I have not told you about this, and this is going to freak you out. So I was on mile 5.5, I think. So I'm just like really, really, really pushing. I wanted to drop 30 seconds off of my mile time for the last mile. So I was pushing hard. So I just got done. Now I'm like, all right, did it. So I'm slowing down for the last half mile home. I just liked to relax and like, do basically like a cool off jog. So I'm running on the densest part of the trails. There's this guy sitting on the bench, and he looks up when he sees me run by, and he had a baseball bat shoved down his pant leg. He had a baseball bat shoved down his pant leg and a backpack right next to him. So I see him sit up, and I see the baseball sitting, not like you don't put a baseball down your pants.
A baseball bat?
Baseball bat down your pants.
Yeah.
He had a baseball bat shoved in his pant leg, and then he sees me get up or sees me run past him, and I see him like open his backpack and like go to stand up. And let me tell you, I ran as fast as I fucking could to get out of there.
What?
And I was like, what the hell? Because I didn't know what was happening. Why did you have a baseball bat shoved down your pants?
Yeah, that's weird.
On a dense hidden trail, sitting there alone with your backpack. And so I just book it. And I just, at that moment,
I get the point now. You always have more reserve.
The podcast replayed. On the last, mile of that run, I was like, all right, I knocked 30 seconds on my time. My heart was going. I was like, I can't run faster than that. Like, I really accomplished my goal.
Yeah.
Like thinking I pushed as hard as I possibly could.
Yeah.
Until I thought a guy was coming at me with a baseball bat down his pants. And boy, did I have some extra reserves.
Holy shit. Yeah. You never said anything to me about this.
No, I ran so fast. And instead of going home,
yeah,
I ran to the gym and met you.
Oh, it was that day.
Yeah.
Okay, and I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I was just like, I didn't want to go home.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean,
you weren't sure if maybe he was gonna follow something.
Me, and luckily I got out to the main street, and obviously I was safe because it was it's an extremely public area. That one area of the trail is very, very dense. And so, yeah, this guy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Had a baseball bat shoved down his pant leg.
I can't believe you never said anything to me.
And mind you, is there a baseball field anywhere near us?
No, not that I can think of.
Nope. Miles from where the bench is, where he was sitting.
What the hell was that guy doing?
So you always have extra reserves that you don't know.
Yeah,
about.
I just seen on our Ring camera. There was a bunch of car break-ins, like fairly
recently.
Yeah.
Also, to the point of working with a mental performance coach and working on our minds as athletes. Okay, so we both wake up every morning and we say the things that we are thankful for. We have our 3 gratitudes.
Yeah.
Wake up, we say, all right, my 3 wins from the last 24 hours, my 3 gratitudes. And a lot of times ours are the same. I'm very thankful for my husband. He did all of our laundry while I'm in fight camp.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for my dog because he makes me feel good. I'm thankful, although they can be trivial, it's awesome to wake up and have these things to be thankful for. And it just makes you feel good. Do you remember the 2 things that you wrote down that you were thankful for that you shared with me that were the funniest thing I've ever heard?
I remember us laughing about it.
You said that you were thankful for corned beef and for sex.
Oh yeah, your fight week. It was the Sunday before we left.
So we left on a Tuesday. This is the Sunday before.
Yes.
He decided, for whatever reason, when I'm dieting like hell, to spend 6 hours cooking.
8 hours.
8 hours cooking a perfect corned beef and cabbage.
Yep.
After the night before, I got violated by him.
So I must have been scrolling Facebook. Yeah, I was scrolling Facebook, I think, and I had seen a corned beef and cabbage recipe, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a corned beef and cabbage.
When my wife is dieting.
Yeah, so I went to the store and well, because here was my thought process.
Yep.
You would rather, because I don't know how much you really love corned beef and cabbage.
I do.
I figured you'd rather me eat that than like order something off Uber Eats or something.
I don't know. You've been like, when you were ordering Uber Eats while I was dieting, it made it very easy because you mostly just ordered salmon.
Yeah, anyways. So I had seen it.
In hindsight, yes, there was much worse things that you could have ordered or made than the corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
But it did look and smell delicious.
Oh, it was. And the reason I corrected you from 6 to 8 hours is the 2 hours made a big difference. That thing was so soft. And,
yeah.
Oh, it's delicious.
And I just watched. We were supposed to start this episode. Okay, this is the other thing we were talking about when I was cutting weight.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, next podcast, I'm going to open it and I'm going to say, well, you know what? Looks like I'm the cuck in the marriage.
You're the food cuck. Yeah.
Because there's times during my weight cut, and I don't know why. Like, I know that I can't have bad food. I know that.
Yeah.
But I just want to watch you eat it. I just want to watch.
So funny. She wanted to sit in a little chair in the corner and watch me eat food.
I just want to watch you. I want to watch you eat Panda Express.
Yeah.
And I want you to like describe what it tastes like.
And see, and I don't eat that. I'm not Panda Express. Mm-mm. Like, I don't like the. I don't know if it's in my head or not, but the MSG, it really fucks me up.
It makes me feel really good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
So I just want to sit there and watch you eat it. And
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, she's a little food cuck.
I am. So when I was in the sauna cutting weight, I was watching Great British Baking Show. And I'm just watching them make cake.
She's depriving herself of food and like, she's just binge watching Great British Baking Show, and they just make delicious stuff the entire time. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Yes, they do.
The other person who does that, coaches were saying, it was Edson Barbosa.
Yep.
He
just sit there and watch Food Network.
Food Network while he's dying. And,
it makes me feel like I have like life. You know?
I know. I'm telling you guys, like, she watched the Great British Baking Show all the way up until she had to do her final cut the morning of weigh-ins. Like, we went to sleep watching the Great British Baking Show.
Well, okay, let me tell you about that show, though. Like, I don't know if it's just American television where everything is like, every competition show is so serious and like drama, and maybe it's an American thing, just the drama and the bullshit, and it's like negative. That show is peaceful and lighthearted and funny, and like it just makes you feel good, and the food, it looks so yummy. And like, I don't know, it just seems like everyone's happy, and everyone's really sad like when people get eliminated. They all get sad when people get eliminated. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, I'm going to make a meat pie.
You want a meat pie?
I want a meat pie. I don't even know what that is.
I know it's all, a lot of it obviously it's baked things. So they do
Yes.
like flaky, like savory foods, and yeah,
And they make the like some of those things are just obviously not American traditions or very
Yeah.
common in the American cuisine.
What's the maybe no, not Yorkshire pudding. What's the
Bread
beef
pudding.
Wellington? Beef
Beef
Wellington.
Wellington.
I love beef Wellington.
I'm gonna make
The
a good.
little flaky crust.
I'm gonna make a
and-
meat pie.
Yeah. Anyways, you're a little food cuck.
Yes, and I just want to watch you eat it. I just want to watch because
Well,
I
you
know
don't
it,
have to watch now. Now you can be involved.
I know it's gonna make you so happy.
No, not the panda. What I said it, I think last podcast. Them scallops. You got to make me your good
I'll
scallops.
tell you this right now that I still don't want a scallop.
Really?
No.
Even when you were starving, you didn't really want a scallop.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Still. Nope.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but
Okay.
actually I do want you to take me to dinner though.
Yeah. Oysters. You like?
I like oysters.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is I'm very weird. I like raw seafood more than cooked seafood.
Yes. Yeah.
Love raw salmon, love raw tuna, like sashimi, oysters.
Cooking it brings out a little bit
fishier
different flavor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it a little stronger, I feel like.
Cooked salmon, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like whitefish, I guess cooked whitefish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the swordfish that I get
Oh yeah.
from 234. Very good.
You love that.
Yes.
Yeah. When I do like the miso cod
That's great.
stuff, you love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me check my list.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess we kind of talked about everything that I wanted to say
Yeah.
on a lot of things. The guy with the bat in his shorts.
Yeah.
Corned beef and sex.
Is that a bat? Is that a bat in your pants, or you just want to?
Or are you going to try
bust
to
it
murder
over my
me?
head?
You're try to murder me in the forest.
Yeah. Gosh, damn.
I guess this one we don't have to keep it too long.
Yeah,
Short
yeah.
and sweet. Back from
short
the fight. I want to do an episode. Just
Give a
talking
little
about,
update.
Yeah, give a little insight.
You're healthy. Your hand was a
Extremely
little
healthy.
bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You probably can't even tell the swelling's already going down.
Yeah,
My
a little
hands
swollen.
just swell up after
Yeah.
fights. Just this one though. Not broken or anything.
Yeah.
It's just bruised.
Probably take the rest of the week off. Maybe get a tattoo or two, and then
Yep.
back at it next week.
Get a few. I know. I need to take a week just to for cautionary purposes. Make sure my brain is healthy.
Of course. Yeah.
Let all the bruises heal. I'm gonna go get my nails done. Be a girl. Get my hair done.
Yeah.
Go get a tattoo. A small one that will like obviously heal within a week. One
Yeah.
of those just like my cute little fine line ones.
Yep.
That I have here. The
then-
girl's incredible. Back to work.
And then we're right back at
Yep,
it.
back to work. And I don't want to drop too much insider tea on this next fight camp, but we have the whole thing planned out already. We already have training partners, teammates, actually a girl, which I'll speak to more later. I'm going to be training with this incredible female boxer that I'm
Yeah.
so excited about. She's just so nice. And yeah, fight camp already is tuning in to be incredible. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one to get started. The plans, we already have like the whole travel plans leading up to getting to London and what the camp will be like. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I want to
So-
say thank you to my team, Ivan
Yeah.
and Gabriel. I couldn't be more happy with the coaches that I have. And
Yep.
Malky, Primo, my management team, my husband,
Yeah.
everybody. Eric Pena, my nutritionist, Dara, my meal prep, my chef. She's incredible. And yeah, I have a really good team. And there was a period during the fight camp, I'm like in the car on the way to the arena actually. And I was thinking to myself, like, I was kind of sad because there was other people in my life that decided to go MIA.
Yeah.
And then I like looked around in the car and I was like, I have everything I could ever need.
Yeah.
And it felt good. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy with my team. And I couldn't be more thankful for everything. Everything went smooth. I wouldn't change the way things went leading up to the fight, as far as organization and my team structure,
for
preparation
everything.
at
Yeah.
all. Few changes for me, mindset, training, weight cut.
Yeah.
But
Brian Kane too.
Brian Kane,
the
incredible.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, I love you. Close us out. And
Honestly, I am going to watch you eat something.
yeah, I'm actually really hungry right now.
Too.
So yeah.
Gosh, I don't know what I want for dinner. I might go bake a cake.
All right.
I'm gonna bake a fucking cake.
Yeah, I'm hungry right now.
Okay.
So
That was a kick-ass love story. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the follow-up to my fight week. Unfortunately, it was a draw, but we're doing it again, so stay tuned. And that belt will be right here.
yes, it
I'm
will.
getting that fucking belt.
It's just gonna take a couple more months.
Yeah,
now,
and you know
so.
what? I get to go do, a few more rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, this is working out to be everything it was meant for. I got the experience that I needed without taking a loss.
Yes.
And let's go do it one more time.
Yeah, because to be honest, 5 2-minute rounds is too short. So
It's too short.
We need 10. We need 10 2-minute rounds.
God wants me to truly earn this shit.
Yeah.
So it will feel so much better. 5 2-minute rounds. It wasn't enough to feel like I really earned it. I need to do it again.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.